It's, it's, it's so hard to find a good woman or a good man. uh, I'm honestly so sick and tired of seeing that kind of comment, hearing that kind of thing. I'm honestly so sick and tired of it. I'm so sick and tired of people talking about how it's so hard to find a good man, it's so hard to find a good woman. If you get with someone and they're an asshole, you're an asshole. It's as simple as that. Because like attracts like. So if it's so hard for you to find a good woman, then you are not a good man or a good woman or whatever else. If it's hard for you to do that, then it's because you are that thing that you can't seem. No, not even that you're that thing that you can't seem to find. That you are that thing that you're trying to run away from. You're that thing. And until you get right in you are not going to find a good woman or a good man because you are not there. You're not going to attract that because you don't have that to attract. There is no mirror that can reflect what you aren't, my friend. You cannot look in the mirror and see something that you're not. You are going to see you unless you see a spirit behind you. But yeah, that other spirit is not going to be the one that's in a relationship with you. Therefore, that other spirit is not going to be the one that is attracting the partners that you have to you. It's your spirit. And if your spirit is lost, you're going to find lost people. And oh, not only that, but the word find even is somewhat of a misnomer. You don't find. I mean, I'm sure there's some people out there who have actually, gone out, looked for, and found. And in a way, I could say that that was my case. But I didn't go out looking for someone in an active kind of way, which is to say, I wasn't dating around in order to find my soulmate, which I have found. Ah! But yeah, you don't actually actively look for a good person to be with. Dating is not what will give you that. Dating for me is like the spiritual equivalent of not knowing yourself. It's like, how are you going to find someone who suits you by just going on dates with any kind of person? With just like any type of person. You are not any single type of person. You are the way that you are. And you're trying to attract someone who complements who you are. And it's not every single person in the world with every single type of personality who's going to fit that. Dating, for me, is a waste of time. I have never done it. I've never dated the way that I hear people talk about dating. Like, oh, I'm going on a date tonight. I'm going on a date tomorrow. I'm like, what the fuck do you have to do with your time that you have to waste it on people that you ain't even gonna have nothing with? What a waste of time. And then, people will say, well, no, it's to have a drink. It's to socialize. I don't need to be socializing with people I don't know. Not like that, like I'm not going out to relax and have a good time with someone that I don't know. You know, I'm not dating someone for the purpose of seeing how it goes. See, that is very much just, to me, a pure manifestation of I don't know myself, I don't know what I want, and I cannot ever expect to have what I think I want from doing this thing that is an act of someone who does not know what they want. Because when you know what you want, you hold out. Precisely. When you respect who you are, what you have, and when you enjoy what you are and you respect what you are, you don't throw yourself at any person that walks in the room. You don't try to get approval from any random person. The only people whose approval you care about are the people that you feel gel with who you are anyway. And so you can't find a good woman or a good man by going out on dates or by expecting every person you meet to potentially be that. And because, and I've been guilty of that, of expecting people that I meet to just, like, this person could be the one, this person could be the one, this person. No, they couldn't. They couldn't because they don't fit what you need. But you can definitely, see. But you don't need to waste your time and go on a date with someone. You really don't even need to waste your time, go on a date with someone in order to find out if they fit you or not. Like, you don't need to do that. You really don't need to do that. Speak to them enough. Speak to them enough. If you're texting, text. If you've met them in a work environment, speak there. If you've met them in an environment where you see each other at least consistently, speak to them there. But you don't need to go on a date with this person. For what? Like, for what? That's a waste of time. To me, it's a huge waste of time. Because unless you're in a space where you love yourself, and I don't know, they're the only person you've chosen to go on a date with, and the place where you are is also kind of falling in line with the choices you would make if you love yourself, unless you're on that I love myself path, you're not going to find someone. You're not going to find someone. And when you love yourself, you also love yourself enough not to waste yourself away. And dating a whole bunch of people is wasting yourself away. Now, you can do it. Go ahead, do it, innocent, blah, blah, blah. But you are still wasting yourself away. Because at the end of the day, you're not looking to be with all these different people. You're looking to be with one. And you're wasting your time with someone who does not correspond with what you need anyway. You're wasting your time and your value by throwing yourself away at someone who hasn't, very clearly given you that feeling of this person is that thing. When you entertain people who aren't really giving you anything worth it, maybe it's entertaining to you, maybe it's fun, and that's cool. But understand that it's not giving you anything. It's not helping you grow in this particular journey that you're on to find what you want. Like, it's really not. Unless what you want is just to be entertained and to have fun, then sure, do that. Which is why I know some people date, because, I'm just doing it for the fun. They're not dating because they're trying to find the person. They're dating because it's fun. And some of these same people can be like, okay, well, this is how I date when I want to have fun, but when I want to actually be with someone in a relationship, I don't bother with that. I feel out an actual connection with a person, and then we actually go on a date. Then we spend more time together, in a more intimate fashion. But I'm not going to go into some kind of like, not that necessarily dating is intimate, not necessarily what I mean by dating, like going out on a date, like for dinner. Not that dinner is necessarily intimate, but it is an intimate way of getting to know someone. And it's like, why are you giving someone this kind of intimacy before they've even shown themselves to be something that is worth your time? That's what dating is like to me. That's what, yeah, it's giving someone what they should deserve once they have shown themselves. Oh, sorry. Once they have shown themselves to be what you want, to be what you want. Not, well, not if you're still wondering. Like, if I'm like, is this person, could they be potentially, I don't know, let me already give them my intimacy. Like, the fuck? That is devaluing yourself. That is most definitely devaluing yourself. You need to make yourself more scarce. Yeah. You need to make yourself more scarce in order to find a good person, a good woman, or a good man. You need to not go out looking for a good woman or a good man. You need to follow your heart. You need to follow what you love. And by following your heart, I'm not meaning romantically. I mean, you need to follow the things that you love, your passion, your path. You need to be following, yeah, you need to be following your heart. Your spiritual path. That's what you need to be doing. You need to be making decisions that make sense with what you're trying to achieve in life. Making decisions and having people in your life, or not having people in your life, having contact with people in your life or not having contact with people in your life, accepting positions in your life or not accepting positions in your life that have something to do with what you're aiming towards. And as you are building yourself up, as you are cementing who you are, as you are respecting yourself in this way, it is on that path that you will find a good person. It's by doing you, as so many people have said, it's by doing you that you will find the right person for you. There is no such thing as it's so hard to find a good woman. If it's hard for you to find that person, it's because you're lost. It's hard for you to find the good in yourself. Therefore, it's hard for you to find the good outside. Okay? But if you value yourself, the only people that you'll even pay attention to are the people who value you too. I'm so irritated. I am so irritated with people saying things like that. Ah, my God. It's so hard to find you. There's no good women anymore. There's no good men anymore. First of all, you haven't lived in every single generation and lifetime in order for you to say there is no good blah 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 anymore. And first of all, and second of all, actually, you can bet your ass that every single generation has said the same dumb thing you're saying now. There is no good opposite gender or whatever gender anymore. Bitch, like the fuck. If there was no good anything, the world would be destroyed. Let's not be stupid. Like, honestly, let's just not. Okay, you just are not on the right path to find the good person, to attract the good person to you. It ain't gonna happen because you don't love you. And so the only people you will find are people who don't love you too. It's honestly as simple as that. So if you want to find love, you find love within yourself. You do shit for you. I'm repeating things that so many people have said before and so many people will say after. You find what you love, you do what you love, you take chances on your life, you take chances on what you want to achieve, you make bold choices, you take risks, you listen to your heart, you are kind to others, you're kind to yourself. You're on the right path. And then, oh, hi, shit, my God, we have so many things in common. I mean, we also have our differences, but there's just a compliment here that I'm just like, whoa, crazy. If I didn't do this thing that I wanted to do, then I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have met you. And you would have met me. um, let's do this. Let's do this. Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, man. You cannot be out here expecting to find love when it does not live in you. I mean, of course it lives in you. Love is in all of us. But you haven't found it in yourself. And because you haven't found it in yourself, you ain't gonna find it outside. Because the internal world is the one that manifests the outside world. Yeah? Yes, it's the blueprint. And then the physical world is walking through the is walking through the blueprint. It's building up the blueprint. Sweetheart, how are you going to build up a positive relationship when there is no positive relationship blueprint with yourself inside yourself? I don't know how you plan on doing that. But I don't think that you actually plan on doing that. I think you just don't know. I think you just don't know. And that's the thing. I think that many people are not aware that they are not doing what they need to do in order to find and have what they want. Yeah. I feel like there's so much misconstruction, misdirection. Yeah, I feel like there's so much misdirection about, life lessons, life principles, Most people just don't understand the principles of life. And because they don't understand the principles of life, they complain about it all the time. And it's like, you're just not doing what you got to do. That's it. You're just not doing what you got to do. And you're also not understanding that your desire for something is not going to get you what you want. It's by actually doing what you have to do to get it that you will have it. Desire is meaningless, It's the actual method that works. Life recognizes the principles that make it up. This is not how life works. Life does not work with you hoping to find a good person without yourself finding the good person inside you. Life is not going to reward you shit like that because that's not how it works. Life needs you to find it in you first and then find it out. Otherwise, nah, nah. No, 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 no. And if you don't find it in you first, you're only going to land on douchebags, assholes, bitches, shrews, cruel mamas, Cruella de Villes, just bad people who are going to make your life hell and you're not going to understand why. And you're going to blame them when you should blame yourself. Which is not to say that their actions are excusable. They're not. But you have a part to play in this. You were not in the right headspace, and therefore you went out into the world being in the wrong headspace, being in the wrong heart space, and you manifested being in the wrong heart space, honey. That's exactly what could only happen. It's all that could happen. Yeah. Yeah. I just thought to myself that, you can't escape the manifestation of what you have inside you. You just can't escape it. That's why you gotta change what's inside you, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. Yeah. What is inside you physically? What is inside you physically? Like what you put into your body, like health-wise and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, it's not that hard to find a good woman. It's not that hard to find a good man. Um, you just have to keep on following your path. And even if it takes a long time, hold out. Hold out. You need to come to a point where you're like, I'm done wasting myself on people who aren't worth my time. I'm done giving myself away to people who are not worth my time. And in this particular instance, I'm talking about dating and having sexual encounters with other people. And yeah, save yourself for the person who is actually worth yourself, because otherwise you are not that worthy. If you aren't worthy enough to save yourself for the right person, then you don't have that much value. You just don't. You don't. Your value is not something to be upheld. It's not something to be respected. It's not. Because obviously you don't value yourself enough to let the right bidder take you away, take you home. You're just like, okay, well, anyone can have me. Okay. Well, anyone will. But don't come back to me and talk about, it's so hard to find a good woman. It's so hard to find a good man. I can't find a good woman. I can't find a good man. Well, my darling, as I said, as we've said. So, yeah. So, yeah. What else did I want to add on this particular topic of conversation? This particular conversation of topic. Did I want to add anything else? Did I want to add anything else? Well, I guess I do kind of want to add something else. Give me one moment. Give me 1 second. One moment, 1 second. 1 second, 1 moment. Ooh. One moment, 1 second. Apologies to the feet phobes and those who are not fans of mugs. Rah. I have returned. Yeah, so what I wanted to add is, yeah, kind of, on the global scale, I feel like I've had so many different conversations. I consistently have conversations with men about how women act a particular way, right? Women are so like, why are you women like this? Why are you women like this? Oh my god. I'm just like, okay, nigga, sure. Yes, we are. We are like this. Oh, it's so sad. We are like this. We are like this. I'm honestly so irritated with men and women and people. But I love you. I love you, humans. Okay, so yeah, I often have these conversations, and I've always had so many of these conversations ever since I can remember, of guys complaining about women being this way. Like, why are you women like this? Like, why are you women like this? Men loved it. They love that. They really love that. They love talking about how women are just, from the moon or from Venus. I'm just like, the fuck? Ugh, what? Can you, like, be bothered to understand, you know, the way genders function? Can you be bothered? It makes sense. And it's actually perfectly complementary to what you do, how you behave. You know, it is a perfect complement to it. Otherwise, there wouldn't be that energy binary in the world. And which there is, there is that energy binary, the feminine and the masculine. And then they kind of branch off into however kind of like combination, whatever. But there is that binary, which is what the whole man woman binary comes from. It comes from that energetic binary that exists in the world. Yeah. And this is me quickly kind of going off topic. And this is another video that I would like to talk about. Um, yeah, the older I grow, the more disillusioned I become with this 21st century spiel. Yeah, the 21st century, progressive spiel. I'm just like, I don't know. The older I grow, the more naive it feels to me. The more I'm like, do you understand how life actually works? Like, I understand what you're saying, and I agree with some of it, but so much of what you're saying is actually going against the principles of life. So it just is a waste of time what you're doing, because you're asking people to move against the flow of things. Like, how does that make sense? But anyway, that's another conversation. Yeah, so I've often had, this conversation with men, and like the most recent one, and maybe I'm going a little bit off topic, but no, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. Right, so the most recent one was yesterday, I think. The most recent one that I'm thinking of, but I do think it was the most recent one. Yeah, it was yesterday morning, I believe. It could have been yesterday morning or the day before. I think it was yesterday morning. And so I was in a cab, and the cab driver, I'm just trying to remember. Was it really yesterday? Because I'm just trying to pinpoint this in my mind. I need to know. You understand. Maybe it was yesterday. Anyway, the cab driver said something to me like, right. Because, yeah, I told him how much money I had. This is a quick lesson on how the Gabonese taxi system works, yeah. How the Gabonese taxi system works here in Gabon. Gabonese from Gabon. I'm Gabonese from Gabon, living in Gabon. Yeah. So how it works is, if you get in a cab, you should announce how much money you have on you. The way taxis work here is you propose how much. Yeah, you suggest, you bid pretty much like $5, and then if they like it, they'll take you. If they don't like it, they'll pass you by, or they'll be like no, or yeah. Most often they just like drive off, and you're just like, nigga, fuck you. $5. And then they're also like, and you're just like, $6. Yeah. fine. And then when you get in the cab taxi, whatever, when you get in it, you have to announce how much money you have on you. They need to know the exact change that you have because they might not have enough change on them. And if they don't have enough change on, if you tell them when you're almost at your destination how much you have and they don't have that much change on you, you will get into an argument with them. They will bust your ass. Mais, tu peux pas me dire ça avant? Non, mais vraiment, non. You're just like, okay, sorry, I forgot. Don't forget. Tell them. So I had told them, I had told him, the cab driver, how much I had. And with that, there was, I think, 200 change. The currency here is from 100 upwards. Okay, so the power of the currency is not that high. Therefore, we have inflated numbers like this. It's the currencies that have the ones and the twos and the threes that are like big money. We're talking about the dollars, we're talking about the pound, we're talking about the euro. And then the yen be like, hello? Me? I don't know. You might be there. I don't know. Anyway, but the franc CFA, this is the case. That is the currency here. So anyway, there was about like 200 change or 300 with what I had, or yeah, one or the other. Anyway, so he's kind of like joking around, so if I kept it, what would you do? What would it matter? Taxi drivers often like to do that as well, especially if you're a woman. Yeah, if you're a woman, they'll joke like that with you often. Oh, well, what if I kept a little extra? And I was just like, well, I need that extra. I'm not really looking to entertain him, but I'm not being rude. I'm just, like, well, I need that extra. Sorry. And he's like, oh, what is it going to do to you? It's like, well, I calculated my money. Sorry, I can't. And then afterwards, he's like, why is it that you women love money so much? And I'm just like, why do you think we do? Because when he asked me that, I was just like, more of this stupid conversation. Sure. So why do you think we do? Because I'm always hearing men complain about how women act. And I'm just like, honestly, why do you believe that we do this? Have any of you men that I've had these conversations with bothered to work your brain enough to understand, to essentially empathize? Put yourself in the position, see how the other person is seeing it in order to understand. Like, did you even try that? Did you stretch your mind at all to figure that out? No. You're just complaining about it. You're just bitching about it and having no solutions. So, okay. So I asked him, okay, well, what do you think women like? Why do you think women like money so much? Not even that I'm agreeing with him or disagreeing with him, but I'm just asking him what he thinks, his thought. What do you think your thought? And he's like, well, I don't know. I'm asking you. I'm like, you want me to tell you what you think your thought, nigga? But I didn't say that. I thought that. And then I was like, okay, well, let me just tell him what's up. Like, yeah, if there's a reason, if there's a, right. Wait, before he said that, before we got to me answering there, I asked him, well, why do men give us money then? Because, wait, before he said that, sorry, y'all, I'm finding the thread again. This could have been yesterday or the day before, so, So, yeah, so I asked him, like, why do you think that? And then he's like, well, I don't know. I'm asking you. Why do you think that? And then he's like, it's so easy. Right. I remember when I said I calculated this money. I don't have enough money. Yeah, I calculated this money. And then he's like, oh, no, but well, what'll it matter if you just give me the money? I was like, well, I need this money. I don't have enough money otherwise. And then he's like, I've never known any woman to not have money. That's rare. And I was just like, okay, that's where I felt like, okay, I know what direction this conversation is headed in. Right. I was like, yeah, I've never known any woman to not have a lot of money, because we work for it. We men, we're always working for it, for you, and giving it to you for free. And then I asked him, well, why do men do that? And yeah, like, why do men do that? Because if it's such a fucking burden for you, if it's something that you have to bitch about to some random woman you don't fucking know in a cab you're taking somewhere, then I gotta ask you, why are you even bothering? Anyway, yes, I'm like, yeah, well, why do men do that? If it bothers you so much. That was implied, but he didn't hear the implication. So anyway, from his tone, I could tell that he didn't hear it. He didn't understand what I was subtly, subtextually saying. And I was like, okay, whatever. So he's like, well, because we love you. And I was like, oh, that's why? That's it? And he's like, yeah, that's it. So I'm like, okay, so if you're doing it because you love us, then again, why are you complaining? If the only reason you are working so hard for your money and giving it to us is because you love us, and that's it, it's just out of the generosity of your own heart, we just love you so much, we just want to give you the money, then why the fuck are you complaining to me? Why the fuck are you complaining to me about women loving money? First of all, why are you giving us money? Why? Oh, because we love you. Okay. And then you're mad about the fact that we love what you love to give us? The fuck? Fine. Okay. And then, yeah, I think that's when he asked me, oh, so why do women love money so much? And that's when I asked him, well, why do you think women love money? And then he's like, well, I don't know. I'm asking you. And then I pretty much, yeah, I said, okay, well, women generally are not the ones with the power to get the money that you have. Therefore, we're kind of dependent on you to get it. So if we love money, honey, it's because we love what it brings us. It brings us survival. It brings us security. So if you think I ain't gonna love survival and security, you're a fucking idiot. And then I got out of the cab because we got to my destination. And he was cool, and I was also cool, but I was just like, you're dumb. And other people who think like you are the same. Other men who think like you are the same. Because, sweetie, what the fuck? What the fuck? How are you shocked? How are you shocked? Then me as a woman am gonna love the money that you give me. Like, how are you shocked? Why would I not love it? Why would I not love what it brings me? And if you don't want to give it to me, let me work for it. The fuck? But obviously I don't want to. I don't want to. If you want to give me money, I accept. I take it. I'm grateful. Because damn, what am I giving you in return? What am I giving you in return? And that's one of the things that really bothers me about this conversation, because it's like, if all you're doing it for is because you love me, then you have no self-respect. You have no self-respect and you have no self-love. This love that you have for me is coming from a place of, I don't even love myself. It's not real love. It's not real fucking love. It's infatuation. You're doing it out of infatuation when you have no expectations in return from the person. No expectations of treat me with respect. Because if the only reason you're doing it is because you love me, then bruh, you have no fucking self-respect. Because it's not because you love something that you have to do it. Right? Because life is not just an emotional, it's not just an emotional thing. Life is a practical thing. Okay? You live practically. It is practically that we are alive. We are practically, materially, physically alive. That is for fuck's sake, That is how we live. That is how we are alive. So if I love you, but practically you're just not helping me be alive and survive and thrive, then bitch, I'm not gonna fucks with you, because I may love you, but you're not healthy for me. So if it's not healthy for you to give me money, but you're doing it, then you don't love yourself enough. There is on some level that you don't love yourself. But now you're complaining to me about the fact that you don't love yourself? No. And this is where it joins the earlier conversation, the opening topic of, it's so hard to find a good woman. It's so hard to find a woman who doesn't love money. You're damn right it's hard to find a woman who doesn't love money. Because why should she not? Why the fuck should she not? Is this not helping me live and survive? Is this not helping me live and survive? It is. So why should I not love money? Why shouldn't I? And then I believe he did actually add something. Yeah, he did actually add something. Yeah. Before the competition was actually over. And this is what we ended on. And he said, but there's some women, because I just remembered because I was thinking of other men who would respond this exact same way. And this is exactly how he responded. And he was like, yeah, no, but there's some women who just take it way too far. They just want more and more money. They just never have enough. And I said, well, I can't speak for all women, but I can definitely speak to you about the reason why women love money in general without abusing it is because of survival. That's why. And yeah. And that's where the conversation ended off. But yeah, pretty much it's like, sweetie, if you're going after the women who want too much of your money, it's because you have too little self-respect. The fuck? How are you not going with someone who has enough respect to not overdo and abuse the money that you choose to give them because you love them so much? I'm shook. Men shake me. They shake me. They shake me to my boots. And it's not all men, right? It's not all men. It's a lot. It's not all of them. It's just a lot of them. Yeah, it's a lot of them. Just like, men will say, well, it's not all women that don't like money, but it's a lot of them that don't like money. Well, you know what? So what? So what? You're not going after every single one anyway. Or are you? Because you don't need to. You only need one good person. You can have more, but you only need one good person. You know? You don't need a million. So I don't know, like, if this person is not respecting you, goes to someone else. Goes to someone else. Find someone else. And if you think that there's too many women who are taking advantage of you, you don't love yourself enough to attract people who won't take advantage of you. It's that simple. It is that simple. And I think that this is where I'm going to leave it off. I believe that this is where I'm going to end it off. Or it might not be. It might not be. It might not be. I would like to add something. This is another thing about just this whole conversation about the way, men disparaging women, like, oh, why are women like this? And they're always asking women, like, why are you talking to me even? Why are you even talking to me if women are so fucking annoying? Why are you here? Why don't you fuck off? Why don't you fuck a guy? Why are you even here? Because we love you. Ugh, okay. So you love me, but you don't love me enough not to bitch to me about things that you have the power to change? You don't have to stay in a situation that is not good enough for you, because there are not only women in the world who are assholes. Okay? You're landing on the assholes because you're an asshole. So don't complain to me about why are women like this. They're like this because you are. Those women you met that were like this were like this because you are. And I would like to add something. In terms of gender behavior, because gender behavior does exist. Human behavior is a thing, and gender behavior is one too. Because genders are a manifestation or a concentrated energy, or a concentration of binary energy, if that makes sense. So what I mean by that is women are a concentrated manifestation of feminine energy, just like men are a concentrated manifestation of masculine energy. Now, there are bits of the masculine and the feminine in women, just like there are bits of the feminine in men, obviously. And now, when those doses vary variously, then you have different types of genders. This is where the different genders come from the variation there, then, of feminine and masculine. Yeah, the varying degrees to which they are present. And this is when you start to identify yourself as other than the binary, right? Um, and rest assured, the binary does exist. I am annoyed. I guess I'm kind of bringing that into the conversation. That conversation that was supposed to have in another video, I'm bringing in here now. It does irritate me, honestly, when I just think about, people being like, well, there isn't this binary. Yes, there is. There is. There is. There is a binary. And you not identifying within the binary doesn't mean there isn't a binary. And understand that the binary is prevalent. The binary is the majority. And that is how it should be. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? There should be more of the binary than not. Because it is the binary that makes up every combination that we have. Yeah. So if there ain't no binary, bitch, there ain't nothing. Let's just get real. Okay. So something that, oh fuck, do I even remember what I was saying? Because I went on a tangent in the middle of talking, and now I'm like lost.
So let's see if I can find my way back. Binary conversation. I wanted to add something about the binary conversation.
I guess I could add this. This is not what I wanted to add, but this just came to my mind now. I find it very irritating sometimes how, men. This is something that I find most often with men, but I can definitely affirm that it occurs with women because obviously it must. Everything, everything happens everywhere on a microcosmic scale. So, what do you call it? Like, yeah, it irritates me when men complain about women and their gender when men will often affirm their gender, and its need or its appreciation for its need to conquer or dominate or excuse me or lead whatever women. But then they complain about women. It's like, why do you take pride in your gender and its association to women and then complain about women? Like, are you dumb? Ugh, God, like, fuck. Are you fucking stupid? Then why are you associating yourself? Why are you associating your gender with its position in regards to women and then complain about women? You're so fucking stupid. Because it makes you stupid. It makes you seem ridiculous. Why are you associating yourself with something that you're complaining about? Like, I don't even understand. Why do you state that this is what you are and this is what you gotta do and this is what a man does and this is a man's role? And then complain about women because, bitch, you explained that your role is in relation to women and obviously it is, but you said that with pride. Then you're bitching about women. I don't understand. Yeah. I don't understand. And, the same definitely holds true for women doing the same thing in regards to men. Like, you're bitching about men. About men's behavior. That is the behavior that is actually the one that you want from them. You know? But then you're bitching about it. I don't understand. And no, this video is not me exemplifying what I've just said. Because I'm not complaining about men doing something that I expect from the gender of man. I don't expect the gender of man to act like a little bitch, take no accountability for his own actions, and complain about women. You know? I am expecting, because this is what I've been speaking of in this video, what I expect from men is, and from women, but particularly men, because I'm speaking about men, this is my main topic, my main focus here. What I expect from them is to take accountability and be like, well, the women that I have fallen upon because of my lack of self-esteem and respect for myself have been douchebags, because I was a douchebag to me. So, duh, that's what I was like. I'm so fucking sick and tired of men acting like pussies. Talking about, go, go. Sick of you. I'm sick of you. I'm sick of you. I'm tired of you. Go. Okay, so that was a lot of talk. I'm gonna stop now. Thank you. Have a lovely day. And take away from this video what makes sense. Leave what you don't want. And have a nice night or day.